what are some of the newer trends in cloud computing? First and foremost is, I think, this containers. You guys have probably heard about Docker or Kubernetes. Docker is where, you're trying, or Docker basically came out with containers where you are running your application in a virtual environment, which is not a virtual machine, but it's basically your own sort of bounded area within a virtual machine or within a machine that shares the operating system, but otherwise it's isolated, right? And when Docker came in, you are starting to write your software and running them as containers. And where it was actually helpful is that, I don't know, that's probably a topic by itself. One of the software development methodologies or architectures that was becoming very common is microservices-based architectures. And containers enable that. So you're not writing monolithic applications, big applications, but you are really writing small parts or breaking your architecture software into small parts and running them as small services, microservices. And containers became the ideal way to run them. And another big advantage of containers is that they could come up very quickly on a virtual machine or even a regular machine. A container comes up much fast. It's sharing the OS, but it's within space. And that's what led to sort of Kubernetes coming up, right? Where you can have thousands of machines and your containers are spread across thousands of machines, having its own network, talking to each other in a seamless way, right? So that allowed you to build microservices-based applications and really scale and grow your applications much faster. Now, if you noticed, you have your machines, then you had virtual machines, and now you have containers, which are like your virtual application spaces within a virtual machine, right? And so the question is, why do I even need that container? Like if I need a service, like let's say, you give it and it will calculate the sales tax for you and give you back the result, right? The question that comes in is, do I really need to run it even in a container? Can I not just have to worry about CPU memory being allocated, but just call it and get the result? I don't have a server running behind it. And that's actually what's becoming, it's gaining a lot of momentum, right? AWS Fargate and all that, they provide that serverless computing where you are actually not deploying anything. You just have your code is deployed in the cloud. And then when you need it, you just call it, it calculates, computes, and gives you the result back. And all this is being possible because of this massive cloud resources that are available that provides you compute, storage, network at a cheap cost, right? So those are a couple of the newer trends that are out there.